Are you tired of sweating through your summer RV trips because your air conditioner just can't keep up with the heat? Today, we are putting an end to those miserable sleepless nights by finding the ultimate cooling solution for your rig. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which model will turn your RV into an Arctic oasis. And wait until you see the game-changing technology packed into our #1 pick. It completely redefines what an RV AC can do. Number 7. Chill HE. Installing this unit was relatively straightforward, fitting neatly into a standard 14 by 14 inch roof opening without any major modifications. The dual fan technology is heavily marketed as a way to increase cooling capacity while reducing energy consumption, which sounds great on paper for anyone relying on a generator or limited shore power. We fired it up on a particularly scorching afternoon in the desert, and it did manage to bring the interior temperature down relatively quickly. The initial blast of cold air was impressive, and the air distribution through the ceiling assembly felt even throughout the main cabin. However, spending a few days living with the chill Nabil, he revealed some notable quirks that you should definitely be aware of before making a purchase. The first thing we noticed was the aggressive startup sequence, which sends a very noticeable shudder through the entire roof of the RV every time the compressor kicks on. It lacks any kind of built-in soft start technology, so if you're running this on a smaller inverter generator, you might experience overload faults during that initial power surge. Once it is running, the airflow is strong, but the internal fan is undeniably loud, producing a constant drone that makes having a normal conversation or watching television quite difficult. We found ourselves constantly adjusting the volume on our devices just to compete with the roaring wind noise. Build quality is another area where the Chill HE left us feeling a bit underwhelmed during our long-term testing. The exterior shroud is designed to look modern and reduce drag, but the plastic material feels somewhat brittle and prone to flexing under pressure. We noticed that after a few weeks of exposure to intense UV rays and heavy rain, the shroud began to exhibit minor vibrations that translated down into the living space. 6. FOGATTI InstaCool Ultra. Taking it out of the box, we appreciated the relatively low weight, which made hoisting it up onto the roof a far less daunting task than we anticipated. The installation process was standard and straightforward, pairing well with their proprietary interior control panel. FOGATTI heavily advertises the InstaCool feature, promising rapid temperature drops in record time. We tested this by baking our rig in the midday sun until the interior reached a stifling 90 degrees before flipping the switch to see what this unit was truly capable of. The initial cooling performance was undeniably strong, blowing frigid air almost immediately after the compressor engaged. The airflow velocity from the ceiling vents is fantastic, reaching all the way to the back corners of our test RV without requiring secondary fans to circulate the air. However, our enthusiasm waned a bit when we started monitoring the thermostat's accuracy over a multi-day camping trip. We discovered that the thermostat has a very wide deadband, meaning the room temperature would have to rise significantly before the unit would decide to kick back on. This led to uncomfortable temperature swings, where we would feel perfectly chilly one moment and slightly sweaty 20 minutes later before the AC finally intervened. Another issue we encountered during our hands-on testing was the InstaCool Ultra's heavy power consumption, particularly during its operational cycles. While many modern units are striving for energy efficiency, this FOGATTI model seems to brute force its way to lower temperatures, drawing a significant amount of amperage while running. 5. RV Air Conditioner. When we unboxed this unit, the immediate standout feature was just how sleek and streamlined it is, sitting mere inches above the roofline. This is an absolute game changer for anyone dealing with height restrictions, storing their RV in a standard garage, or worrying about low-hanging branches at heavily wooded campsites. We installed this model on a smaller travel trailer, and it integrated seamlessly into the existing 14 by 14 roof opening with an exceptionally tight, weather-resistant seal that gave us immediate peace of mind. During our testing phase, We were genuinely impressed by the aerodynamic efficiency this low-profile shape provided while towing. We noticed a reduction in wind drag compared to taller, bulkier units, which even translated to a slight bump in our tow vehicle's fuel economy over a long highway haul. Once we reached the campsite and fired it up, the cooling performance was incredibly consistent. It doesn't have the violent blast of air that some oversized units do, but rather, it provides a steady, relentless stream of cool air that gradually and comfortably lowers the ambient temperature of the entire living space. A major highlight of this low-profile unit is its surprisingly moderate power draw. Unlike some of the power-hungry beasts lower on our list, this air conditioner runs efficiently enough that we could comfortably operate it on a standard 2,000-watt inverter generator without fear of constant overloads. The internal compressor is well balanced, meaning that when it cycles on and off, it doesn't shake the entire trailer. The fan noise is incredibly reasonable. It produces a smooth, consistent hum that easily fades into the background, allowing you to sleep peacefully without feeling like you are resting inside a wind tunnel. The interior ceiling assembly and controls are straightforward and user-friendly, offering basic inputs to get you cooled down fast. 4. FOGATTI RV. We were eager to see how this model compared to their Ultra line, and right away, the difference in engineering quality was apparent. This specific model is tailored for non-ducted setups, making it the perfect direct replacement option for the main living area of most travel trailers and fifth wheels. The installation was a breeze, taking us less than an hour from unboxing to blowing cold air, thanks to the incredibly intuitive interior ceiling assembly that securely sandwiches the roof without complicated wiring harnesses. When we put the 13,500 BTU compressor to the test, it delivered exceptionally rapid cooling that lived up to the InstaCool name, but this time without the frustrating thermostat issues we saw in their other model. The air distribution panel on this non-ducted unit is fantastic, featuring massive multi-directional louvers that let you dump icy air straight down into the kitchen or push it laterally toward the sleeping quarters. Within 20 minutes of turning the dial, a humid, 85-degree cabin was transformed into a crisp, dry, 70-degree sanctuary. The dehumidification capabilities of this unit are truly top tier, stripping moisture from the air so effectively that the RV felt noticeably more comfortable almost instantly. What really pushed this FOGATTI model up to the number 4 spot is the drastic improvement in its acoustic profile. While it isn't completely silent, the engineers clearly added better insulation around the compressor and motor mounts. The dreaded startup vibration is significantly dampened, and the fan operates with a smooth, continuous rush of air rather than a rattling mechanical noise. We were able to watch a movie and carry on conversations at normal volumes while the unit was running at full blast, which is a massive quality of life upgrade for anyone spending extended time indoors during a heat wave. 3. Dometic FreshJet 3. We have been eagerly waiting to put this highly anticipated unit through its paces, as it represents a massive leap forward from their legacy models. The moment we pulled it out of the packaging, the innovation was obvious. Dometic has completely redesigned the internal chassis using an EPP foam core, which drastically reduces the overall weight while simultaneously acting as an incredible thermal and acoustic insulator. Getting it onto the roof was surprisingly easy, and it felt remarkably robust despite being lighter than almost everything else we tested. Performance-wise, the FreshJet 3 is a masterclass in modern airflow engineering. Instead of just blowing cold air randomly into the cabin, the custom-designed blower system forces air through specialized internal channels that maximize velocity and minimize turbulence. When we turned it on, the sheer volume of air pushing through the vents was staggering, cooling down our large fifth-wheel test rig faster than units with higher BTU ratings. The air feels incredibly dense and cold, and the custom louvers on the interior ceiling assembly allowed us to perfectly direct the airflow without causing any annoying whistling sounds. The acoustic performance of the FreshJet 3 is where the EPP foam core truly shines. That foam construction absorbs almost all of the mechanical vibrations from the compressor. When the unit cycles on, there is no jarring thump. Instead, there is just a gentle ramp-up of the fan. From outside the RV, the unit is incredibly stealthy, meaning you won't be the obnoxious neighbor at the campground keeping everyone awake. Inside, the sound is a deeply muffled, consistent whoosh that is incredibly easy to sleep through, making it one of the most acoustically pleasant air conditioners we have ever had the pleasure of testing. 2. RecPro RV. RecPro has steadily built a reputation for delivering premium products directly to consumers, and this air conditioner completely validates the hype. What makes this unit stand out immediately is its incredibly low-profile design combined with a jaw-dropping list of features right out of the box. We installed this unit on a ducted system, and the plenum alignment was absolutely perfect, sealing tightly and ensuring no cold air was lost in the roof cavity. It even comes with a sleek remote control, which instantly elevated the luxury feel of our RV by allowing us to adjust the temperature from bed. The cooling capability of this 15,000 BTU powerhouse is nothing short of spectacular. We put it to the ultimate test during a brutal heat wave in Florida, with outside temperatures hovering near 100 degrees and intense humidity. The RecPro didn't even break a sweat. It forcefully pushed freezing cold air through every single duct in the ceiling, creating an even, incredibly comfortable climate from the master bedroom all the way to the rear living area. Furthermore, this model features a built-in heat pump, meaning it doesn't just cool, it provides highly efficient electric heating to take the chill off during crisp autumn mornings without burning through your precious propane supply. When it comes to noise, the RecPro is a revelation. They have engineered the internal compressor and dual-shaft fan motor to operate with such minimal vibration that we legitimately had to look up at the vents a few times just to confirm it was actually running. It operates at an astonishingly low decibel level, making it the quietest traditional compressor-style unit we have ever tested. The soft ambient hum is incredibly soothing, and there is zero startup shudder. 1. Furrion Chill Cube. We don't use the word revolutionary lightly, but this variable speed inverter air conditioner is unlike anything else on the market. From the moment we unpacked this compact, low-profile cube, we knew we were dealing with next-generation technology. Installation was standard, but the magic happens the second you supply it with power. Because it uses an advanced inverter compressor, there is absolutely zero startup spike. It gently ramps up the power, meaning we could effortlessly run this 18,000 BTU equivalent powerhouse on a standard 15-amp household plug and a tiny portable generator without ever tripping a breaker. The cooling performance of the Chill Cube is borderline magical. Traditional AC units blast fully cold air until the room reaches the set temperature, then shut off completely, creating a cycle of hot and cold swings. The Chill Cube's variable speed compressor constantly adjusts its cooling output in real time. We set the thermostat to 70 degrees, and the unit brought the temperature down rapidly, but then it slowed its compressor down to a gentle, highly efficient purr just to maintain that exact temperature. The result is a perfectly stable, perfectly dehumidified indoor climate with zero temperature fluctuations, mimicking the exact feel of a high-end mini-split system. If you thought our previous picks were quiet, the Furrion Chill Cube operates in a league of its own. Because the compressor rarely needs to run at 100% capacity, the noise level is drastically reduced. During the night, the unit enters a low-speed maintenance mode that's practically silent. We recorded sound levels that were quieter than a standard oscillating house fan.